What's up, guys? Stas here. So a pretty boring day in the stock market today with the S&P 500 down $7, down 0.25%. The Dow Jones down $130, down about 0.5%, with the Nasdaq up about $2, pretty much break even, as the Russell 2000 is down $2.50, down 0.2%. And in this video, just like we always do every single day on the channel, we're going to be breaking down the markets, taking a look at some technicals, going over some key points that I'm watching, and I also want to break down with you guys a bunch of stocks that I'm actually looking to trade right now in the middle of June, heading into the month of July in 2020. So if you guys find value in this video, as always, hit that like button for me. Let's try to get over 300 likes on this video. Subscribe to the channel and check out all the free links down below in the description box if you want to be further connected with the Strive Smart community, and if you want 2 free stocks from Webull valued up to $1,400. Again, that's all linked down below in the description box. So let's start off this video with the S&P 500, and again, we're down about $8 right now, down about 0.25%, and as of right now, we're trading under a pretty critical level of resistance. And if you guys have been following the channel over the past couple of days, and I really recommend you all subscribe again to the channel, because if you watch the videos every day, you kind of understand my thought process throughout the market times we're in and kind of how I'm piecing things together, and the videos themselves actually piece themselves together day by day, right? So over the past couple of days, again, we've been talking about some critical levels, one of them being 3110, the other one being 3120, and the other one, other than those two, being 3140, right? And these are critical levels because over the past 3 days of trading, you guys can see we've been in this horizontal channel, right? Between these two different ranges, again, from 3110 to 3120 and from 3120 to 3140, right? And we were talking about how, for the bull's sake, it was very critical, very imperative that they were to hold 3110. And with right now, with what I'm seeing, right, that didn't hold, right? It's clear that on this intraday chart, the S&P downtrended pretty much the whole day today, although we didn't take out the lows from the market open being at around 30.93. You guys can still see it was a downtrend for most of the day despite that, right? Because we hit lower lows and lower highs for pretty much the whole day there. So at this point, when it comes to the S&P 500, guys, we're in a pretty funky spot. We're not completely downtrending quite yet, and truthfully, the uptrend is still intact. This 4-hour chart shows that. You guys can see the channel on the 6-month chart. We hit a higher low at about 3,000. We rallied up, and now again we're struggling at about 3120 to about 3150. That is the general area of resistance that I'm seeing now. So heading into tomorrow's session, and it seems like we're already doing it, I want to see if the S&P is going to hold 3110, break out of that level, and ultimately start to fill the gap back up to 3120. Because like I've been saying on the channel in these videos, for the uptrend to continue, we need to break out of 3150. That's the ultimate resistance here, and from there, that is where we'll fill the gap back up to 3250, and ultimately, we might hit all-time highs again, guys, with how much stimulus there is here. We're seeing this $1 trillion infrastructure bill that could create a lot of jobs and spark up the economy. You know, if that goes through, the markets could easily go to all-time highs when it comes to the S&P. As many of you guys know, the Nasdaq's already at all-time highs. So watch this consolidation range, because that's all it is, right? You know, we are trading in this little 20, 30-point level. You know, it is a range, but ultimately, this is consolidation. So watch and see where it goes. If it's above 3150, that's good for the bulls. If it's under, let's say, 3080, 3060. These are a couple of levels on the downside I'm watching, right? If we break 3090 from this morning, right, which is also a support from 2 days ago, you guys can see that, right? If we break this 3090 level, we might go to 3080, then 3060. Then under that, I'm looking at 3020 and about $3,000 under that. that. So those are some targets on the S&P 500 that I'm watching right now. The Dow Jones, you guys can see on this hourly chart, seems like it is holding the uptrend as of today's close here, and the markets again are closing in about 5 minutes. It seems like we did hold 25.8 to about 26,000. That is pretty good news here. So the upwards target I'm looking at is 27,000. But wait, before we get there, guys, look at some smaller resistances here. We have 26,150. We also have 26,400. These are two levels that need to break out of before we end up filling up to 27K. And I do see this is going to be a trouble area again for the Dow, as we have been seeing overall consolidation across the market. So watch those points to the upside. If we ultimately break 25.8 to the downside, guys, on the Dow Jones here, I'm looking at 24,700, maybe $25,000 flat. That's kind of what I'm looking at now. When it comes to the Dow Jones price targets on the downside. And when we're looking at the NASDAQ here, it's currently up $20, up 0.2%. Like I said earlier, this already hit all-time highs. It's above a pretty big milestone point at $10,000. The all-time high is actually at $10,155. And if we take a look here on the hourly, guys, pure consolidation, the uptrend's continuing, right? On the 5-day, 5-minute, you'll see that consolidation even more. You can see it from about 99.60 to about 10,000 bucks. That's kind of where this has been consolidating. So for tomorrow, watch and see what we do at 10 grand, guys. From there, if we break, we can see a nice 0.5% move, maybe back up to 10,050. And from 10,050, you guys know the other target is 10,150, which is the all-time high. And on the bottom, a downside target that I still have in mind is going to be around 97.50. That's generally an area of support, right? It was an old all-time high from a couple months ago. It's also this 50 SMA support on the 4-hour chart. So watch out and see what the NASDAQ ultimately does there. And why is the market kind of consolidating over the past couple of days? Why is there not much action, not much direction? Well, we've had testimony from Jerome Powell, 2 days of that. That probably had a role in this, market not exploding, right? Not exploding, because the truth is, a lot of what was said, we already knew, right? And a lot of it has been just Jerome Powell, at the end of the day, just repeating himself a lot over the past couple of weeks. So there's not much fresh news at this point that could shoot up the markets. And we have jobless claims at 1.5 million. We got 1.5 million new filings versus 1.3 million estimated. So more filings than estimated, right? So that could be another reason why the market, didn't go up today substantially. And this is the 13th consecutive week above 1 million filings, guys. That's unbelievable. And get this. Until the present crisis, the most new claims in a single week had been 695,000 in the year 1982. That's what I got from the New York Times. And we got a filing of 7 million when this whole crisis began. So you can see, again, just through the data, the historical time periods that we're living in. No doubt about it, in the history books, 100, 150 years from now, if they still have books, then we're going to be in the books, guys. We're going to be in the books, no doubt about it. So let me know down below in the comments, what are your thoughts on the markets as always. Now, for me, you guys know I give you guys updates on what I'm doing when it comes to my trading. Yesterday, at the end of the video, or during the trading update, I said I was going to potentially buy Beyond Meat. I did not buy Beyond Meat, but I did hold on to my Neo shares like I mentioned yesterday. And if you guys don't recall, the market's about to close right now. There goes the bell. There it goes. There it goes. But if you guys recall, 2 days ago, I bought Neo stock at, $6.64-ish. And I bought another amount of shares at $6.75 or something like that, but ultimately my average cost was around $6.70. And I've said on the channel, guys, NEO has been by far, when it comes to my trading account, my biggest winner over the past couple of weeks. And honestly, it might be my biggest winner in the long-term account as well, because I do have long-term shares in NEO at the $2 to $3 range, guys. And now you can see it above $7, right? So I hit a win of 8%, 12%, right? So those are 2 wins, swing trades in NEO. And today I hit another win, guys. I didn't sell out completely of my position, but from my average cost at $6.70, I ended up selling out on this pull down, not on this pull down, but after the pull down, after the recovery, after this pull down. You guys can see this morning we actually hit $7.40 nearly. We pulled down to $7 and we swung. I forget, I don't even know what word to use there. But we swung back up to about $7.25, but I ultimately sold half of my position at $7.15. So yet again, another win here with NEO. And from 670, guys, up to that 715 marker, roughly on this trade was about a 6.5% move. So I've made 6.5%, 8%, and roughly 12% getting in and out over the past couple of weeks with NEO. And am I testing my luck, guys? I might be testing my luck, right? I've hit many wins in a row with this, and, I might have to lay low with NEO, because one time, at some point, if I keep trying to trade this on ins and outs, right, I might lose on one of them. I'm probably going to lose on one of them, but the key here is risk management, right? Because again, I've made 12%, 8%, 6.5%. So if I did go in again on a swing trade, let's say if it took a dip tomorrow or next week with fresh capital and I lost a little bit of money, it's okay, because on the previous trades, again, I made a pretty good amount of profit where it should balance out. So overall, guys, that's all I did today. And you guys know that I've been very patient in the market. That's not changing, right? That's why I haven't been really doing too many trades. I haven't been too active in the market over this consolidation period, because I kind of just want to see what direction the market is going to pick. And as always, I'm prepared for either direction that the market does end up picking. So let's break down some stocks here very quickly that I'm looking to trade right now. First one being Shopify. And Shopify hit an all-time high today at almost $870 per share. It closed up almost $50, up 5.65%. And you guys know that a couple days ago they announced a partnership with Walmart, right? They're going to, make Walmart's online presence, expand it, right? Bring more third-party sellers and so forth. And today we got another big shot on Shopify stock. I'm not exactly sure why, to be honest. We're seeing here Shopify is now Canada's most valuable stock, and analysts think it can hit $1,000. But either way, this stock is ridiculously bullish, guys. And whenever a stock is running up, especially on a red day, that shows signs of strength. And I like looking at stocks like that. But despite this good news, guys, the price is a bit high for me. So for me, my style of swing trading is I like buying into momentum stocks, like Shopify. It's doing very well when the markets are struggling, consolidating a bit, but I like buying in at a dip price. So for me, at this point, guys, Shopify could be a pickup, low 800s, maybe 780. I'm not sure if we'll get there. We probably will if it does cool off. But overall, 780, 800, maybe 810, 820. 820 might be stretching it, but in that general low 800, high 700 level, that's ultimately where I'm looking to pick up some Shopify here. And that, again, is ticker symbol SHOP. And another one here that's been flying under the radar a bit is Disney, ticker symbol DIS. And when we're looking at swing trading, sure, this might not be a quick day or two swing trade. It might be, a couple weeks swing trade. But we're looking at Disney, it looks pretty attractive. We cannot lie, right? Over this recovery, it's held this uptrend channel, guys. You guys can see it here. And if you guys don't know, I'll give you guys another tip. I'm sure you guys heard me in the other video, but all the new viewers out there, let me give you a tip. To draw a channel on ThinkOrSwim, go to Drawing Tools, go here to Channel, and you can draw a perfectly parallel channel to identify uptrends, right? And we're seeing here Disney hit a higher high at about 128, like we talked about a couple weeks ago, right? We actually called this one out, I believe, when it was at $100. We hit 130 bucks. We pulled down, held a higher low on the 180 SMA and on the support of the channel, and now we're slowly but surely heading back up, right? We popped up. We failed at that 50 SMA, which was a bit worrisome. Now we're trading a bit under it, which is still worrisome. But the thing is, why I have hope in Disney that it's going to continue the uptrend despite the resistance under that 50 SMA is because we're holding the 180 SMA at a higher low as a support. So there's still potential here. But for me, guys, I'm going to wait until it breaks. I'd say $120, more like $121, because again, I want to see it break that 50 SMA, this green line, as well as that resistance from the 16th of June. So I'm going to set an alert here, create alert at 100. Let's just put it at 121.50, and again, if it hits that alert, that's where I'm looking to get into Disney and ride it up, with a price target being around probably 130 is where I'd start trimming shares, and ultimately I could see it get to the mid 130s, but we'll see again how time does end up playing out. And another one here which has been on fire, very similar to Shopify, positive catalyst after positive catalyst, is Beyond Meat, ticker symbol BYND. They're getting distributed in over 4,500 locations in China. They just inked that deal about a week or two ago. Great deal for Beyond Meat. The stock shot up about $30 that day. We got another big catalyst, positive catalyst yesterday, the Cookout Classic, the 10 burger bundle here at about $15.99. They're selling that at. So they're looking to bring the unit cost per burger down. That is very, very good in my eyes. So home run after home run, plus getting all of these deals with Dunkin', McDonald's, Starbucks. I think Beyond Meat is doing everything right. Maybe not everything. There are some things they could be doing wrong. Obviously, I'm not some kind of deep analyst on Beyond Meat, but from a surface perspective and looking deeper into the business a little bit, they're doing a lot of things right at this point, and their stock's showing that, right? So at this point, I like it in the mid 150s, low 150s. Ultimately, I'm picking up shares, like I said yesterday, in that low 150 to the mid 140 level, right? Anywhere around that 50 SMA here on this 4-hour chart is where I'm very interested in picking up some Beyond Meat shares. So the next one is going to be, let me pull up my notes here, guys. Give me 1 second. The next one is going to be Tesla, ticker symbol TSLA. And this is one that a lot of people think is a bubble. A lot of people think it's going to 1,500 without any more pull downs. And I'm kind of in the middle. I don't think it's in a bubble, but I don't think it's going to 1,500 without any pull downs. I would like to see a pull down back into 600-700 before that monstrous rally, but that's just me, and that's just me speculating a bit there. But ultimately, looking at it from a very short-term perspective, the uptrend that we talked about yesterday in the past 2 days is now continuing, or from the past 2 days, continued into today. That is very good, right? If you guys recall, I said we might rally up to 1020 today. I said that in yesterday's video, right? When we were at 990 to 980 towards the close of the market, we did exactly that, right? Up to 1020. And now we actually pulled down, and we're very close to where the stock was yesterday, right around 990 to about $1,000. So at this point, tomorrow, it could be setting up for another rally up to 1020, which could be around a 2% move here on Tesla. So I'm watching that heading into tomorrow's session. And if we go here to the hourly chart above 1020, is 1030. We could end up rallying to 1030, which is another 1% on top of that 2%. So ultimately, there's 3% potential here in Tesla stock from where it is now up to that 1030 target. And you guys know if it breaks 1030, it's very likely that Tesla rallies up even more from there, as that is a technical break, and a lot of Tesla traders play technicals, and that could bring a lot more bulls into the stock. And it could go again at 1050, 1060, we'll see. But ultimately, I see a lot of potential in Tesla from around 1,000 to about 1,030 to about 1,050. That's kind of what I'm looking at right now. And another one here that I like a lot is Ulta Beauty, but I'm waiting on the confirmation on this stock. This one has pulled down from about 265, clear resistance here, as you guys can see on the 4-hour, as drawn out by this trend line, right? This was a resistance back in October, back in December, right? And also back in the beginning of March. So it makes sense that we pull down there. We also pulled down below 230, which is a bit worrisome for the bulls, which again is why I'm looking for the confirmation, and I'm being a bit more patient here, because the confirmation, since we broke below 230 now, which is now a resistance, is to go back above 230. That is what the confirmation is. I need to see Ulta ultimately break out of this downtrend, because it is a downtrend. Although we are uptrending overall in a macro perspective, if we go a bit smaller here on the charts, over the past 10 days or so, we have been downtrending. We have been downtrending, as you all can see right here. So I want to break out of 230, break out of that 50 SMA and the 180 SMA here on the 10-day chart. And from there, 230, 232, that's kind of where I'm looking to enter the stock. And from 232 up to, let's say, the first target, which would be 250, that's about 7%, with the next target being around 265, that's about a 13% potential for profit. So watch out for these moves here on Ulta. I'm really liking this, but again, we have to be patient. We have to wait for the confirmation. So the last one that I want to go over here, they reported earnings, I believe, yesterday, is Carnival Cruise Line. And get this, guys, their EPS for quarter 2 was negative $3.30, so they lost $3.30 in EPS, and that is down from 66 cents year over year. That is unbelievable. That's probably down, if I were to do math in my head, about 60 to 70 to 75%. And sales came in at $700 million versus the almost $5 billion year over year. $5 billion in last quarter. In the quarter last year, which is unbelievable. The sales are down 85%. And with this earnings report, obviously there's other numbers involved with this as well, which you guys have to go deeper into yourselves. We've gotten many analysts actually downgrading the stock. I saw a price cut, and you guys can see it here on the live news. Let's take a look. Price cut from $37 to $12. Price cut from $15 to $10. I saw another one that was pretty drastic down here in the live news. But ultimately, there's a lot of price cuts, terrible earnings, which everybody was expecting at the end of the day, so it's not some kind of surprise. But at this point, I'm just watching the stock, either for a short entry or a long entry. This is one that could really go either way, because you guys know this is more of a speculation stock right now. It really just rallies whenever the economy seems like it's going to, go back to normal, or we get some positive data out of the economy. Typically, that's when we see a lot of these battered stocks go up, like the cruise lines, and you could throw the airlines in there, the casino stocks in there, the hotel stocks in there. They're all pretty much the same, right? So I'm watching to see what ends up happening over the next couple of days. How's the demeanor in the stock? Ultimately, I think if we break under 18, this could be a nice short play to the mid-16s, maybe back down to the $15 level, and to the upside to go long on this one, guys. Of course, we have to hold 1850 like we are right now. That's a good sign. And ultimately, we have to get into the 1950 level. For me, that's where confirmation would be. That's where the uptrend would be continuing. And from there, we might fill up the gap to about mid-21s, where I would probably sell the stock if I was looking to trade it. So overall, guys, those are the stocks that I'm watching, kind of what I did in the market, some thoughts on the markets as well. And as always, if you guys enjoyed the video, hit that like button for me. Consider subscribing to the channel. Check out all the free links down below in the description box if you want to be further connected with the Strive Smart community, if you want to be in the Discord chat, the Facebook group, and if you want 2 free stocks from Webull valued up to $1,400. That's linked down below in the description as well. All you have to do is deposit $100 and you get those 2 free stocks. And before you click off, guys, go check out the video I uploaded earlier going over stocks that I want to buy in the next market crash, and that'll be up here somewhere. You can click it. That's also linked down below in the description box. Go check out that video. It's a must watch. I'll catch you all there. Peace out.